Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Pleased to welcome you to this presentation. Basically, at the moment, we're living in period where no one expects. We're living in times when the house looks so bleak. It all looks as if, oh, where's the next meal going to come from? Uh, People can't even leave the house, and even after now, nobody's sure what's going to happen. Nobody's sure of, they being able to go to the next available job, basically. So I've been asked by some friends. I've had a lot of requests. I've been selling on eBay now, going to probably 15, 20 years now. Can't remember exactly when I started. It was more like an hobby, basically. I never thought of it as a second income. I just felt, oh, there were too many things lying around the house. And I looked for an avenue where I could get rid of them. And I discovered eBay. We've always heard of eBay, but sometimes we just never take the plunge. And I've done that, and I've never regretted that. It's been a second income now, going for I think 10 years, and yeah, I tell you, it's been a blessing basically. So today I'm going to basically look at what I do, how you can get started, and how you can create an account where I buy my goods from. Over, I'll try and cut the video short because so that I don't wear you out. So basically, we're going to have a series on uh, eBay, where I get my goods from, the companies, the auctioneers. Then we're going to look at how I'm able to compete with the other competitors, basically. Then we're going to look at different softwares as well. Then we're going to look at uh, things like shipping, the companies I use for my shipping. Sometimes I have to go to the post office. I think about 10 times out of maybe 500 times. Most times I sit in my house and they come and pick up the goods from my house, basically. I'm talking about the shipping companies. And I hope you come along, basically. And if at the end of it all you have any question, just send me the link, and I'm going to be as open as possible because these are times when you got to find an avenue to give back something to the society. And I hope somebody is going to be blessed by this. Basically, I'm going to start with eBay. People ask what's eBay, so you'll be surprised such questions that people ask you. It's basically a hub for buyers and sellers. And just look at it as a marketplace. You go to the marketplace, or you go into Tesco, or you go into Morrison and any of the stuff. The seller is those stores, Tesco, Morrison, and you basically are the buyer. So they have a product, and you want that product. So that's just the basic definition of what eBay is, basically. And I know people have said a lot of stuff on YouTube about eBay, different perspective, different. But what I'm gonna do today is just give you an in-depth, basically. The first thing about selling anything anyway is just to sell, just for you to start, because that's one of the greatest problems we have. Because people procrastinate a lot. People, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it today. Unfortunately, some people that should have started maybe years ago, now they face with the challenges of their main source of income being challenged in an unprecedented manner that we never, nobody ever predicted this will happen as far back as December last year. And now we're all locked down. So I always tell people, look, you just look around the house. It could be just like a lamp like that. It could be just an old mobile phone. Could be just a jog, anything at all that. Huh? That's my water. Uh, so people, anything at all that you think is worthless to somebody else, it has a value to it, basically. So the first thing you do is to create an eBay account anyway. And I always tell people, be truthful when you create an eBay account. Be very, very truthful because you don't know the day you're going to need it for some serious, serious business. Basically, a lot of people put some false information there, but at the end of the day, it comes back because then you now have the problem of trying to rectify those problems, and then a trust issue comes in with eBay. The eBay is very, very, they are very, very strict, uh, and with things like that. So you create an eBay account, put all your information there, and like I said, then just look around the house. Look at those things you don't need no more. And there's a program on, I think, BBC, Catching the Attic. It's more or less like waste, those things that you have in the house, in the attic, everywhere. That, like this, my Mrs. shoes. I wish I could get rid of these shoes. Look at that, guys. I wish I could get rid of some of those shoes. But if I touch it, I'll get into trouble. So just look around you. Those Some of those things, it's just not what you have in them. So what you do is look for a venue to get rid of them. And the more you sell the first item, the second item, the third item, the fourth item. You build up confidence within yourself because that's what it's all about. You just have this confidence. Then after you've done that and you believe you're good to go, then at that point, then you start thinking about serious, serious business. And when it comes to that serious business, and I always advise people that look, we live in a society where there's law and order. So the first thing on that thing you need to start thinking about is registering it. So now it's translated from being your own personal eBay to now maybe a business eBay where you're thinking about making an income on it. You understand? So you could register as a sole proprietor, you could register as a limited liability company. It depends on your individual circumstances. I remember when I started I was making more, my income was higher than my missus. So for tax reasons, um, we decided that she will use her name because then she falls under the bracket, the 40% bracket. And then she doesn't get really overcharged. I'm like, if I have to do it, I would have got into serious trouble paying the tax man every time. So that's just basically the fact about that. So you register as sole trader, which is basically you just like a self-employed. So at the end of the year, you just declare your income. So you declare your eBay income as well. And when it's limited liability, which is actually the better one because then the debt of the company is not your debt, it's the company's debt. And when you put your personal money into something that's limited liability, actually you're loaning the company basically. So at the end of the day, it works out. I remember the first 5 years when I started, and I had to register it as a business. For the first 5 years, I didn't pay no tax because the company was owing me. Yeah, the company was owing me. So when the company I set up, they were not able to afford paying me back. So I think for the first 5 years, they were struggling to pay me off. Until then, they were able to break even. Then we sort of like went our separate ways, basically. Then I started gaining some profit from there, which I had to my salary, to my missus salary, basically. So that's just basically an overview. Then you create an account. Like I said, then now the question now comes in that, oh, how do I start selling? Today, what I'm going to do is just an overview, just basic overview. Then in the coming days, I will be taking each aspect of this research because we're going to look at do a bit of research. What product can I sell? Depending on, and that depends on season and so many other factors. Who are the competitors out there? So what I do is I use a software called Zik Analytics. I'll just give you what the software, what it looks like. Like I said, we're going to look at it in details sometime during the week. So just please make sure you click the notification button and the subscribe button for you to be able to get all this information. This is analytical software, which is mine, and basically it gives me an overview of the market itself, who are my competitors, and it's loading at the moment. Yeah, yeah, it comes up. So let me just take off my glasses. If you look towards my right, the extreme right, it says 500 best-selling eBay items. Then if you look down here, it tells me that's far to my right. It shows eBay weekly bestseller. So all these products. If I look at product research, I want to do a product research, for example. If I click on this there, and I say, okay, for example, frying pan. Let's use the word frying pan in there, and then I click. I live in UK, but live in UK. Some people live in US. So your eBay is localized to your area. Yeah, I sell over the platform. There's some people that buy from Europe and all that, but that has to do with my listing itself. So I click on that. If I click now, select what type of item I'm looking at. Most of the time, I sell by fixed price because then I'm in control. I always tell people when you're starting, please make sure you're selling brand new items, except you are confident with the product you're selling. This is to avoid problems later on because now you're dealing with the public and the trust issues comes in. So if I click on fry pan and I click on search, so now it's now checking the eBay market in UK, trying to tell me the sellers. If you look all the way down now this is the first person there, £24.99. Then you have another one selling for £19.99. These are the competitors. But so let's look at this in details. If I look at that, I'll click on that. If I click on that and I click on Zig selection, uh, it's going to give me now each individuals who are the best sellers of that same particular items, who are old they really are. So we just loading now. Should be done in the next few seconds. A big market, so it just loading. If you just bear with me, here we go. So it tells me, oh, sales through of this particular item, 6199%. Six, take that. Just think about that. 6199%. Listing 100. Sold item 6,199. That's for frying pans women use in the kitchen basically. Sales earnings on this particular item 103,619. It tells me successful listing out of 100% listing. The ones that actually went through to sales is 80%. The average product price is 1624. Now it tells me that's a search there. That frying pan itself. So then if I save, I'll save the search. I can just put any name there, or let's just put frying pan, because then I'll save that. So that's saved now. Then if we now look at these figures in details, let's look at the sellers. Used store 20.58. Now that's in on the 31st of March, there were 328 sales by this same person, 623 sales in one day. Then it goes down to 494. Then it goes to 449. Then it goes to 576. Most of these products also are time limited. They also it has to do with the season and all that. So let's come down to the details now. This is used store right at the top there. Used store, but if I click on that, that tells me about the seller. Let's kind of let's see a bit about the seller itself. Let's see what it says about the seller so that you have an idea what is now 565.47%. It has active listing of 892, sold items 5,044, sales earnings. Sales earning amount generated from the sold item. This sold item, 161471. Just imagine that if you're a sole proprietor and that is your sales earning. This does not include the cost basically. It doesn't mean the profit because then you have to think of the cost involved and all that. The feedback score of this person is 54,321. Successful listing is 453. Average sales price is 32.001. And this, if you look down, these are the items that this person has sold. For example, this frying pan we're talking about, he has them listed in different. Look at this is where the title comes in. Look at these same items. He has different types of them. There's the first one that is sold for 409, 217, 172. Now, if I click on this plus there, it gives me an overview of, look at that, total sales days price sold 419 to add suppliers details field this. So if I go to let's say AliExpress, just to have an idea of how much this item is being sold on AliExpress, because it depends on the suppliers. The suppliers could be one wholesaler, it could be anybody, and I've just picked Ali Express, for example. So let's look at let's if you go back there, that one. If you go back to Zik, if you look at that fry pan, non-stick fry pan, look at that. So let's go back to where we were now, non-stick fry pan. So where was I now? Okay, that one. I think you want that one. Okay. Sometimes navigating could be a bit tricky. Now that's that non-stick. Now we went to Alibaba, to AliExpress. Sorry, non-stick. So if you look at the prices, okay, soft undo, non-stick. There are different types. So what we basically do is that we look for the one that which is probably closest to it in price. But if you look at these prices, you just look at these prices and considering how much our seller there is selling the item, £16 95. But just imagine the profit margin involved in this item basically. So non-stick, look at that. This is like high temperature non-stick. That's about 56 pence. 102 sold store and all that. So it just gives you an idea of what he's making from this himself. And if you take into consideration his cost and all that, even with his cost at let's say £10, it's still making a killing of £6 95. And if you multiply that by 409, you have an idea of what is actually making. So that's it about Zik, sorry, Zik analysis. So, like I said, we'll be going into this more in more details. Then, if I end this one now, go back, stop sharing. So then that's the thing about analyzing and researching the product. And also, if you put it on eBay, if you put that fry pan on eBay, the same fry pan comes up and you see different prices. How he is able to compete with other sellers on eBay, basically. So that's one thing. Then myself, actually, I don't use AliExpress. I always prefer goods I'm in control of. I deal with mostly goods from UK. So what I do is there's a hub of auctioneer, called uh, just one second, a hub of auctioneer called UI Bidder. I buy most of my goods from High Bidder, and I'll just open it here. Let me share that with you. iBidder.com is a hub of auctioneers, loads of auctioneers. And basically, if I click on all these auctioneers, has about 100 auctioneers. Look at that, 109 auction houses. So look at them, different products. Look at how many auctions going on at the same time. They have time auction, and they have the normal auction, which some of us are used to, most of the time. But what I tend to do is I look at the distance to where I live, how easy it is. So at the moment, I normally concentrate on just one company. Two reasons for that. We're going to look at iBidder more in details in the coming days as well. I'll just show you why I go to this company, basically. So they're very, very close to me, myself. And if there's a problem, I can easily relate with them. And over the years, I found them to be very reliable. And most of their goods are brand new. I hardly deal with secondhand. Once in a while I do, but most of the time the items I deal with are from Endon and James auctioneer. So now you see them, they're about one of the even just imagine the uh, in the period where we're in, where every company is closed down, things are not happening. This company still able to maintain about three, four, five auctions a week. Three, four, five auctions a week. Look at that. Three, four, five auctions a week. It's just there. And most of these items, 99.9% are brand new. So if I go to my dealer's account in the last, I think, 6 months or something, I bought loads of auction items from them. For example, the one that's been delivered on this has been delivered to me on Monday, 26 pallet of mixed goods. I don't know how many of you are aware that B&Q is closing down their kitchen ham, so they sort of like selling them wholesale. I picked up 3 pallets about I think in February, and it just all went. It just all went. So just imagine the income from 3 pallets. Now I bought 26 pallets. I, I transfer from using my garage to go rent a 300 foot storage. So that's the thing right now about IBIDA. I'm going to go into that also, like I said, in details during the week. So we go back, and another site which I use to get my product. I don't know how many of you are aware that Argos, Homebase, and Sainsbury's are now under one umbrella. What I mean is they are subsidiaries of just one company, and basically, so I don't know also how many are aware that Argos you can actually buy pallets goods from Argos directly. I'll show you where it is. It's called argos.co, argosclearance.co.uk, argosclearance.co.uk. Okay, just give me a second. I'll open that for you. That one, Argos, that one. You see that? This is the wholesale arm of Argos, basically. I'm going to go into this in details also during the week. So please click that notification button and please subscribe. You'll be surprised by the amount of information you're going to get from that. That's another site where I buy my items from. And those are basically the two main sites I normally concentrate on. People talk about AliExpress and all that stuff. So then also let's go into details with eBay. For example, the titles. The title of your product is very, very important because people don't sometimes look at it as being very important. They just put any name there. But if you do a Google search, when the items load up, the reason you'll see some items that are actually eBay linked items. They come up, and the reason they come up is because of your titles. So your titles must include the keyword of your product. The keyword of your product. For example, if I just open Google account now, and I say, we've been using fry pan. I don't know why I'm calling fry pan. Maybe because I'm hungry or something. Yeah, let's just use fry pan or something. Let's see. Now, if you look at that, if I go to shopping, sorry, I think I'm not linked up with you guys yet. Let me go back and I'll click on this and I click on that and I share so that you can have a look at what I'm looking at. This is shopping now. If you look at all those different companies, look at those different companies. Yeah. Maybe we should use the different. Let's try and use a different word. Let's try and use, let's say PS4 console. PS4 console. Let's see. Let's see what it comes up with. Let's see. Okay, very, 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 very. This is an high-end item, basically. This is an high-end item. So we might not get the information we want. But mind you that Argos also trades on eBay. at the moment. I just want to show you, make sure that you have an idea what I'm talking about. Let me think of another product. Uh, lamp, let's say lamp or something. Uh, yeah, sorry. Okay. These are the leading sellers of this particular item. But the whole idea is that so that I don't take your time. The whole idea is that when you put in an item in your Google search box, you see some item that actually belong to eBay and to eBay sellers that comes up. At the moment, I'm not getting any maybe because I've been using high end items. So where we have so many competitors basically. So let's just go in from that and go back to our brokers. So then the title, the keyword. If I'm selling a PS4 console, I'll say Sony PS4 console. I put the memory size. I think sometimes the speed. So I'm not a tech guy. So you put all those information in there, and you just like a spider web. The way it works, it picks up those items and it lists your items even on Google basically. So the title is very very important. And another thing about you see under eBay, it will show you like a category. It show you like a category, sub category they call it. So I don't normally pick that, and the main reason is because of the cost involved. If you're selling an item, there's always a cost. There's always a cost in it. So I'll just open an eBay account for you to see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm gonna use PS4 console here. I'm gonna 1 second. Okay, let me just share with you what I'm doing. Okay, okay. So I put my PS4 console there now, and all the templates. The eBay has like a directory of all those items, so there are different types. So if you look at them, so it's very very important that you put the right one, because you don't want customers to be misled. They might just mistaken. If you make a mistake with your title, uh, if you look at that, it's different from if you look at this Sony PS4 Pro 1 GB game console black, and this one is Sony PS4 1 GB Call of Duty Modern Warfare console. That means this has a game included. It does not. So you look for the right one. If you scroll down, you look for the right template. So for example, let's just randomly just pick one of them. Let's say that one. We pick one of them, and it comes up with all the information you need about that particular product. As far as you make sure you check your model number, you check the box. These names are written on the box. So if you're sure this is the right product, you already have the template there. So your job is already half done basically. So if I say I am going to use this product, I'm clicking on it now. It's taking me to the listing directly. Now it comes with the catalog picture already. But apart from the catalog picture, I always like to add my own pictures as well, because the buyers want to see the actual picture of what you're selling, not just that. You understand? And that's why quality of your picture really does matter. That's why it's always better, it's always good if you have a white background or a cream background. Some people use the rug in their house. You don't have to spend money on some gadgets that people use to take pictures and all that. So maybe when you become a big time seller, I still, even up to now, still don't use those this thing. You see that? It comes up with the title already. It's the console and all that. So so then this is the subtitle I'm talking about. This is the subtitle I'm talking about. If you look at that subtitle, it says £2 there. If you start adding stuff there, this price already going up. So this I don't use the subtitle except people use it. So then, because I have an eBay shop, he asked me for the eBay shop category. Um, I don't sell the console, but in this case, if I was selling the console, I would have the console um, category in there and or electronics in there. So then it tells me different variation, like you saw initially in the first picture. We had different variation of it. Does it have a game installed and all that? Then the condition, I'm clicking new. That's my condition already stated there. And like I said, eBay has you can add up to 12 pictures on eBay. Normally I leave the one for the catalog, but I take it, I just transfer it from there. I transfer it there. Then add the it's not able to transfer now because I've not added a lot of pictures. By the time I had 11 more pictures, the actual pictures, sometimes I take it out of the box. But if you open the seal, then you've broken it basically. So it's no more a brand new item in itself. So if it's sealed up, I just leave the seal on, but I take the actual picture of the box itself, and people can see that it's brand new. They can see the seal on it. And another thing I used to take note of is the serial number on this item. So you note the serial number. I'll go into that later also, because then when you have the serial number, if there's a problem and the person says he wants to return it, because in the sense that we have a lot of good people out there in the world, we also have some dodgy people. They hope to no good. So when you have the serial number and the person returns the wrong item, you can actually tell that this is not the item you sent to the buyer. So these are recommended specifics: the storage size, the home is the home console, the year of manufacture, resolution, UK. If you look at underneath the where the serial number is, you see country where it was made. Then you come to the item description. I normally put the title also in the item description, and I say whether it's boxed, whether it's brand new, whether it's sealed. I try as much as possible to be honest here, because you have customers that they can be strict on you making just the littlest of mistakes. Then we come to the point of the fixed price. When you talk about the fixed price, the format for items like this, it's always better to have a fixed price because it's an high-end item basically. So I'll leave that and buy it now, fixed price. Some people auction the price mostly for used items basically. But when it's a brand new item like that, I'll schedule my start time. So normally I put goods still cancelled. That's cancelled or when the sale is gone through. So I put my price there based on my research on Zik Analytics. We're going to look at that in more details. Like I said, please click on the notification button and subscribe, and then you will get a notice when I have that video on. Do I want buyers to make an offer for this item? If I say, okay, you make me an offer button automatically comes up. So I already have an idea how much is being sold. I know my cost basically. So what I do is, here, for example, I can say, oh, accept at least based on my offer. This could automatically trigger a sale in the sense that if the item is actually 300 and I'm looking for maybe 270, if I put 270 there and somebody bids 270 and above, automatically it triggers the sale. Then if somebody puts below that, and then it declines automatically, and they have two other attempts to make make an offer. Then if it's more than one or two items, I indicate there. And if I'm selling as a lot, maybe you were able to hit the jackpot somewhere and somebody was going to offer you like 100 of it and you want to sell all the 100 in one bag. You put it there as a lot, basically. Allow buyers to remain anonymous. Most of the time, this has to do with when you're doing auction. You want to make a donation. It's good once in a while to do some good deeds. And now, if you look at that, it says require immediate payment. I always tick that button because then somebody from because you get people that sign up to eBay just to defraud you. And when they click on the item to buy it, If you don't click that button, if you don't click this require immediate payment button, what happens is that they are able to buy. So, but at the end of the day, they start sending you emails or messages. Oh, send me your PayPal address, send me your PayPal account, basically. So and all that stuff. They start telling you all that requirements. So then they've wasted your time. Even when you know they're liars, they've wasted your time, and now you now have to start reporting them to eBay, and it might take a while. They wasted your time, they wasted the money, so then eBay may have to refund you your insertion fee later and all that, and your final sales value, because maybe they click on it, eBay takes their money straight away. Then I indicate there domestic return accepted is 14 days, 14 days return. At the moment, because of what is going on in the world, I think this has been set to 21 days now, basically, for them to be able to return the item if he has indicated about that. Then who pays for the return item? I'll always tell that the buyer should pay, because sometimes it discourages those that changes their mind. There are people on there that changes their mind. Oh, I don't want this product no more. But when they notice they have to spend about 10, 20 pounds to return that item, it discourages them from returning the item. So then if it's an high end item, because you make more money in selling international, because of the currency exchange as well. The pound is so strong at the moment. So this is whether you accept international return or not. So then you come to the delivery cost. When it comes to the delivery cost, basically I use a company called Interpasso. I'll just open it and let you see. Interpasso.com. So there, if I know the measurement and the size of my product, basically, I put the delivery address there. If I just put the UK postcode there, uh, so that comes up. So I know my parcel maybe it weighs 5 kilo, and let's say that is 50. Let's say that is 30, and let's say that is five. So the time, then I'll add a quote there. This is even before the sales takes place. This is even during my listing, because then I have an idea of what is going to cost me to ship. Now, Interpasso is a hub of delivery companies. It's like money supermarket and all that. So then I have a hub there, then collection, emails. So what I normally do is if I click on, let's say emails now, because I use them most of the time. If I click on emails, so they tell you whether it's drop off or not. If I click on emails and I pick an address, I just pick an address. Just put some name there, put some email there, then item console. If I put that there, then put the value there. The reason I'm bringing you down this end is because of this. You want to protect the item because of the high-end item that I'm shipping. I want it protected, so I'll click on that £4. So now you're able to see the whole of that. Then I want a signature. I click on signature. That's that. If I click on next now, okay, I have not filled up some details, so let me just go back. Okay, it's asking me for a number. I'll just say 074 112 892 81. Okay. The reason for that number basically is in case they're not able to deliver the item and they need to send a reminder to the buyer, basically. It's asking me for some more details. Okay, I understand now. I'll just say John Brown. It's a nice name, Okay, I think that should be that. So if I click on next, that's it. So that's the total cost. It's going to cost me to ship this item. So what I'll do is I'll now go back to eBay. I'll put in there, normally I pick 3 to 5 working days, order courier. If you look hub of these companies, basically, and normally if it's outside UK, You pick like 10 to 22 working days. Some people do drop shipping. I don't do drop shipping. So they normally, that's why you find some items, they say they won't deliver until 22 days. I want an item I can feel, and I want an item I have control over. I bought a cable from somebody on eBay recently. So he couldn't tell me. First of all, he uploaded the wrong tracking number, and I knew because I said on eBay straight away. I knew it was not Royal Mail tracking number. So I contacted him after the day had passed for delivery, and he said, "Oh, sorry, it has to do with it because of the COVID-19 situation." And I said, "Look, I've been selling on eBay since this COVID whatever started, and my delivery always takes 3 working days. And if you are claiming that you're in UK, then why, first of all, you don't have the right tracking number on this item, basically?" And he couldn't answer my question. He knew straight away, probably went and checked, and he discovered probably I was a seller already. So after 2 days, 2 days later, he refunded my money. So I never got the item. So that type of stuff you see. So normally if I pick image there and I just indicate there, £11.99. Also, mind you, that interparcel was £11.58. But another thing you need to think about is this: eBay actually gets 10% of that £11.58 as part of the final value sale fees, final value fees. So if I add 10% of that, I say £2 to that. So that I'll put there £13.99. Some people try to make money from the postage, but it's not really worth it because at the end of the day, you're competing with some other people. So I put the actual price there. So then I come to how many days? 5 working days. Normally, I just leave it 5 working days so that um, people will be able to. They have enough time, especially during this period where we are in. So you want to buy it from international, like to buy it or not. So if I say it depends. If it's an item like this console, I would sell internationally because you tend to make more money from there. But what I do is this: if I go, I'll customize the countries where the buyers can come from. So if I customize, I'll say like from Europe, European Union, Ireland, Germany, France, these, Italy, Spain. Uh, I'll say that, then I'll say that and that. So I pick those items, then I exclude the other automatically. What he's saying is that I can only say I'm only allowing buyers from these companies, from these nations, sorry, to buy my item basically. So then I also go back. I'll go back to that interparcel. He also has me being able to ship to. If you look at that, if you click on that, you can see he has other companies there. Countries, sorry. I don't know what I'm thinking about. Countries there, so I can have an idea how much it costs to ship the same item to those people. So then I come back there, put the price there. Then because of the time, based on the information I get from Interparcel, I'm able to put a time frame there. So I put it like three. Normally, I use international standard economy international postage. That one, so I change that. I put that there. Then offers to another service. Then sometimes the cost of postage to Europe is different from cost of postage to US and Canada. So I'll separate these two and that one. I'll group them together there. I'll say from here to this. So the cost of postage for this will be different. So here, then offer another, I'll just click on offer another service. So it's because of that. So I'll say because it's more expensive. So I'll say 24.99 or something like that. So to Europe it will be cheaper. To America it's going to be more expensive. Then do you want international visibility? Do I want to sell on eBay in US and eBay in Canada? Fantastic, because you actually make money depending on the currency exchange rate, basically. So I'll click on that if it's an item of this nature. eBay also has its own postal services. I think they call Parcel Link or something like that, where you can add all these items. Then if you come down this end, it says no exclusion locate, no excluded. I'll say no. I want to create an exclusive exclude delivery location. That means I'm not going to sell to these countries. So if I click, I'll say like Africa, not because I'm an African, not because I have anything against African, but unfortunately, some little bad eggs for the makes the whole boat rotten, basically. So I'll click on that. I'll click on Asia. So what I'm saying basically is that I don't want anybody from these countries, so from this continent to buy this item. So if I say I'll save on that, so basically they can't even click on it. So that's that. Then if I want to this is very very good, but you need to be careful with this is a promotional listing. You need to be careful with that percentage basically. So what I normally do is look at I've checked my price, I've checked the cost so far, insertion fees and other which we're gonna see at the end of it all. So then 3.5% of the sales price is what eBay takes there. Include this is optional, please. This is optional, but it depends on what item you're selling. So if I click on that, put the campaign num then if like I'm selling more than one two items, I give people discount because it's a high end product. I can say if you buy two, you get 2% discount. If you buy three, you get 4%, and if you buy more for more, I'll say okay, you get maybe 5%. Look at that. So that's basically almost done. Then look at that at the end. That it tells me my insertion fee. So that's my insertion fee. Whether this item sells or not, that's my insertion fee. And remind you, this insertion fee is on every item. If I have more than 10 items there that sells on every one of them, I pay 30 pence for insertion fee. So then if I click on listing or I can click on preview, if you click on preview, it comes up, it shows you your item in its beautiful form and you're good to go. So that just is generating a preview now. You just see the work we've done. It might ask for some correction here and there. Basically, it might or it might not. So this thing has been removed or this item is not available. That's because we're not serious about it. We're just running a test basically. So there's so many things we've not done. So if I list with that price, I know my cost already. I just list with that price there. I say list and display fees. So that's my fees there. So then remember that also you need to have a PayPal account there. So that is basically all about eBay there. So I'm gonna just stop here. I've been talking for too long, and like I said, please click on the notification button. Please subscribe. Uh, I'm going to go into details about those companies, the auction houses, ibidder.com, agosclearance.co.uk, what to look out for, especially that ibidder. There's some costs that are involved in it. So I'm going to go into details on every one of them through the weeks. As much as possible, I'll try my possible. I'm a key worker, so I still work. I still go to work. So unlike the people that sit at home, I still have to go to work. And my missus also is a key worker. She still has to go to work. And then, so I'll take my time. At least I'll try as much as possible over the next few weeks to put some items so that you can get started. You can kill that uncertainty about what happens after now. The government is borrowing heavily right now. Somebody's going to pay it back. Remember, somebody's going to pay it back. The tax is going to go up after this whole episode, basically. So please, the best way to get something done is to start. Just start. You understand? Stop procrastinating about it. Stop saying I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it tonight. Just take your laptop, take your phone. You see, eBay has an app. Even the app is so wonderful. Within a few seconds, you can upload an item. Basically, you can list an item, and you don't know. It might just be the beginning of a new thing. It might just be the beginning of a freedom from working from 9 to 5. You understand? I have a good job. That's why I'm still doing that job. You understand? The pension is good. So maybe if I make my first million on eBay, then I'll think about retiring. So guys, it's been wonderful speaking to you guys. But I'm just trying to encourage you. If you have any question at all, please feel free and get in touch, basically. And then, like I said, please click that notification button. Click that button, please, and subscribe. Then you won't miss any one of the topics, basically. I hope I've been able to say something and just not bramble or waste your time, basically. I hope you have a wonderful time. If you like, if you feel lonely, if you feel so sad, there's so many people out there, so many options out there, people you can call to talk to. You understand? And don't feel lonely during this time. I hope you'll be blessed. Have a great day, guys, and don't forget to click the notification button and subscribe. Have a great day.